So hello everyone, welcome on this Friday afternoon, and here we are at Beverly Hills Bar Association webinar at the Work-Life Balance Committee sections. So my name is Andreea Serban. I'm the chair of the committee, and you are welcome to join our committee and to propose us programs and to be part of the executive committee and together to make a difference in our lawyers' life. So today we're gonna start with our webinar, and we're gonna have pleasure to present our guest Alina Serban. She's my sister. We're gonna make a short introduction later. And the webinar is about elevate relationship with your clients. So let's start from the beginning with elevation of the relationship with your clients. Let's speak a little bit about ourselves. Alina is my twin sister, and together we run the law firm in Romania and in Italy for more than 15 years, and we've studied also psychology and coaching. And now we are on the mission to help lawyers to elevate their life and their practice, bringing more balance and more support while they are practicing this profession so stressful. So I'm going to invite my sister Alina to tell a little bit about herself and about the journey in this profession, and to introduce herself. So welcome, Alina, and thank you for joining our webinar.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me, and hello everyone. I'm so honored to be part of this this journey and this mission with my sister, and we both know that it's so important for us to share from our experience, because we've been there. We've run our personal own law firm for 20 years, and now it's time for us to share from our experience, from our mistakes, and especially for those lawyers who are challenging in this period of time, in this period of pandemic. And being a lawyer and having this power of empathy toward our colleagues makes so much sense. And we had so many times feedbacks from our colleagues, because being coached by a lawyer is different than being coached by regular coach. So here we are. I feel so blessed being in this journey with my sister. We are twins, and we've been together in our career, in our life, in our path, and in our challenges in this beautiful profession, because I still love this profession, and I'm so empathic toward my colleagues when they are in challenges time, or when they start up their own firm, because we've been there and we know how it feels. So thank you, Andreea, for being such a believer in the better world for lawyers.
Thank you so much. So let's start our journey here, and I'm gonna invite lawyers to be fully present and to take this webinar really with the intention of bringing some value in the relationship with the clients, and to put the intention like have in your mindset, like you are here for yourselves to gain some value and to bring some quality in the relationship and in your practice. First question for you, being here, I'm inviting you, all lawyers, to ask yourself if you are ready to get rid of this toxic client, in your practice. Perhaps you face struggles in the relationship with your clients. You feel struggles in the relationship with yourself when it comes to have a meeting with a client. So those toxic emotions and those toxic clients, are you ready to get rid of this? So you have to respond to yourself in your conscious, if you are ready, if you want better life, if you want better relationship. So the next question is, are you tired of chasing after clients? And there we're gonna see in this webinar so many aspects of relationship when it comes chasing clients, when it comes of how do you feel when you chase clients, how do you feel when you have to do this work and you don't have time to be focused on your job as a lawyer, right?
I would advise all people participating in this webinar to take notes. And if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to put in the chat your questions, because we are more than welcome to answer to your questions. And it would be great for us to have questions, because we go from there and we can solve some problems right away in this webinar. Who knows?
Sure. It would be great. We can do some demonstration. We can do some live coaching. And I want to remind you that all the material you're going to have in your inbox. You're going to keep this material. And the last question is, do you feel a lack of energy, right? Because when you have to deal with so many aspects of the relationship, creates a lot of requires a lot of energy to manage and to deal with all of this stuff.
Right. And I would like to start from the title of this webinar, and starting from the etymology of the word relationship. So let's think about that. Think about the definition of relationship. The relationship is the way in which two or more people or things are connected. So the state of being connected is the meaning of the relationship. So let's start being here connected between us in this webinar, and feeling the bound of our connection here. This is already a starting of a relationship between us and you guys, the participants of this webinar.
Yes, and perhaps you say in the chat a little hello, and to start creating relationship, and perhaps you want to share your struggle and your answer to this question, yes or no, how do you feel? Exactly. Right? This is part of creating a relationship with us here. This is, and thank you for bringing this. It's important. We have to create our relationship, and everything comes around.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good. So exactly, we come to this question. What are the biggest challenges you face in your relationship with your clients? And this is a good moment when you can put in your chat your answer, and to see what is your biggest challenge when it comes to face relationship with your clients. We know that we have different kind of challenges, and we've been through this in our career, and we're gonna talk a little bit later about our experience, different experience in our law firm. Being partners, we had a very different struggles when it was about thinking, what are the struggles, how I feel, is my perception, what kind of clients I like, what kind of clients I have with which kind of client I have a difficulty managing the relationship, right?
Ali? Yeah, it's true, and it's we are seeing from more psychological perspective now. But if you ask a client what the attorney-client relationship means, a client would have answer like attorney-client relationship is formed when a lawyer agrees to provide legal assistance to someone seeking the lawyer service, right? But we are seeing, and we are talking here about the relationship from the psychological perspective, not from the perspective of the client seeking for lawyer service. So, the scope of representation depends on the terms and condition of the agreement. But this is the legal relationship between attorney and a client. Yeah. So here we are going deeper in the emotional and psychological aspect of a relationship. because we are caring about the well-being and well-being lawyers. We are in well-being committee. That's why we agree on this perspective of a relationship.
Yes, thank you for making this clarity. It's very important to have this in your mind that we are touching those aspects. So
right.
Now I don't know if I can see the chat here. I don't know if Alex will tell us, please, if we have any comments, any chat, because I'm not able to see the chat. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you able to see the chat, Ali?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm not
yeah able. Hi all. Chasing clients to sign papers, pay bills. Yeah, this is a big issue for many lawyers. This is from Maria. Thank you, Maria, for telling us your challenge, because this is something that reminds me very clear when we were in our in our law firm and chasing clients to sign papers and pay bills. This is the classic challenges for any lawyers here today.
And we're gonna see the answer, more clarity for this answer when it comes to boundaries and when it comes at the first meeting. So this is a very good question, and keep it in your mind, and is gonna be a specific answer for you when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to create from the beginning, from the start to the relationship. So let's be honest with ourselves. We all need to have a beneficial relationship between lawyers and the clients, right? We all have this interest in our relationship. We don't like conflicts. I know the lawyers, the stigma of the lawyer is like you have to be a fighter and a conflict supporter. But here we are in the work-life balance, when you have to manage all these aspects and to transform together this stigma. So the better, let's go now through approaching step by step this the strategy of creating better relationship and the strategy of building a legacy with the clients, because we need this legacy. We need the longest relationship with our clients. So in the first line, we have to start with identification of needs, right?
Right.
Because clients and lawyers, we all have our needs, and we're gonna go through those needs to be aware, when it comes to needs. Then we're gonna speak about identifying boundaries in a relationship with the clients. And now is the Maria answer is gonna be very clear how we define these boundaries. Then we're going to speak about communication skills, right? Because communication is a very big dimension when it comes to the relationships, right? The dialogue, communication, avoiding misunderstanding. Learn about your clients, being curious, having your curiosity and paying attention to your clients. Then creating rapport with your clients. Rapport, you're going to see, it's a very interesting part. It's something very new and in this approach of client-lawyer relationship, and it's something that plays a very important role in the quality of the relationship. And at the beginning, you have to start this from the beginning, from the first meeting. Then increase empathy. This is a good one because, lawyers, they come with problems and they come with, little bit vulnerability and, not very comfortable emotional status. So we have to be empathic, and we're gonna go through these skills and build trust. This is
the last but not least.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go through all these aspects, and I'm inviting you again to comment and to be aware and to write down, as Alina said, take your journal and make your notice, in your journal, because it's going to help you for implementing all these resources. Okay, let's start from the last but not least, build trust, right?
Yes, it's very important topic. So we all know that lawyers-client relationship by its very nature is based on trust, right? Establishing and maintaining trusting relationship it's so important to enhancing the collaboration process. So let's think about psychological perspective. From a neurological perspective, the empathy, altruism, or other prosocial behaviors can trigger the release of oxytocin, right? This is a hormone associated with the bonding. In trust bonding can positively influence the self-evaluation of well-being in the relation with the client. So when a client feels trust, they create this state of relaxing and open and honest collaboration environment for both parts, for client and for lawyer. So this state of being is so important since from the first meeting.
Yeah, and imagine when the client comes in the meeting, and as Alina said, neurological already in the client's subconscious is important to feel this safeness, right? Because when you trust somebody, you feel safe. And when you feel safe in front of your lawyers, already it's a good start. It's a good point because you are open and you rely on this on the lawyer, so you feel safe to open. You feel safe, it's the right place. You feel safe, it was the right choice you have made as a client. So trust is a very important pillar for the strong foundation. It's a legacy you create and you start, and you have to keep on your collaboration. So building trust, and we're gonna see how we build trust, because trust has more aspects, has a confidence, have confidence, has empathy, and we're gonna go through these aspects. So the trust you're gonna have to build in the first impression, first meeting. First impression, it's important. It's a halo effect in psychology, and this is the first seconds when you create a impression and you create this bond with the client. So first meeting, first impression, it's very important. I wrote here, it's sometimes during the first phase, the people, they will immediately they will know if they like, they decide right away if they like or if they don't like each other in the first second. So the first impression is very important.
Andreea, I would like to bring here an example from our practice. What comes in my mind now, because we've worked with foreigner clients investing in our country, and for them, trusting, it was the first value in our relationship with the lawyer, right? And because we were speaking the mother language of our clients, this was already a trust in our relationship, because they could express in their own language. This is a very important aspect, to find the common aspects that bond you with your clients. So it comes in my mind when, because working with foreigners, especially for you guys who are doing international business law, is so important to find what makes your client comfortable in the country, in the context, in the investment they are doing, and in the relationship with their partners, because many times clients come with the new partners, and we as lawyer, we have to deal also with their fears. So this is so important to take in consideration. That trust is also for the relationship between lawyer and client, but also the relationship between business partners.
Yeah. So this, we can have a lot of control there because it's not our job. But as you said, it's important to notice, and finding common grounds, as you said, it's important because you feel more relaxed. You find something to bond with others. You know, could be, you know, a few seconds about in general, about life, about hobbies, about if you have, for example, in your, I know we most of the lawyer, they are working remotely. But when it comes to the office and you see the ambient of the office, you know, some clients, they say, oh, okay, you have hobby in golf. I have too. Something to create the conversation and to create the bond there. You know, the first impression is so important. And also, coming to the first impression, your image, you know, how you are dressed up, how you present with your clothes in front of the clients is so important to let's speak a little bit about this, because it's a first impression. So you have to have a good impression to take care of yourself and your image to be aligned with your values and with what you want to transmit to your clients. So when it comes to the clients, you have to know a little bit about your clients, you know, about his work. And we will see later when it comes about managing differences and knowing about client culture. For the first conversation, for the first impression, you have to do your homework, learning a little bit about your client and showing that you know about him, that you are curious and you are prepared. Then comes to confidence, like it's a different layer of when it comes to trust, right? Everything is linked. Build self-image, right? This is what I said before. Self-image is coming from your website, coming from is when we talk about the brand, about your communications in written, your image as I said before, as appearance, your clothes, all these elements that creates an image are important when it comes to the confidence, right? Because you are confident that you own your style, your power, you know, your professional image. It's so important, you know.
I would add here, excuse me, Andrea, I would add the like a skill, the condition of building trust is the first key with its communication, building a trust beings with communication. I mean, clients want their lawyers to be reachable and available, giving the trust that your lawyer is going to be there for you anytime from the beginning. This is so important. And when important matters and questions arise, your client should have choices getting in touch with your client. So this communication skill is so important, to communicate that I'm going to be there for you anytime.
I mean, to be available for your client.
Available, right? To be there for your client, because he wants to feel safe, to be trust. He should be reachable anytime, you know. So this is so important to emphasize even from the first meeting.
Yes, of course. And when it comes to confidence, first of all, speaking about trust and confidence, they are like twins. You have to trust yourself, right? And to be confident, right? You have to trust first yourself, because if you are not, if you have some stories about yourself, like I'm not good enough, I can do that, if what, if not, you know this imposter syndrome, when always you have some doubts about yourself. If I don't do that, so you have to have your own story very clear and very powerful, because what you think you're gonna transmit to your in front of your
client. It's the voice in your mind, the voice you say, right?
We're gonna speak more about this, because it's so important to trust yourself and to do your inner work for, you know, for these pillars within yourself, to create this structure and this center in yourself and to feel so confident. And this is the confidence I can say that is the inner work is like 80% from for building this confidence, right? And after comes to image, after comes, because we put this psychology, and this psychology, it's exactly about how it's your mindset, how it's what you say about what you think about yourself, how you picture yourself, right? And be humble, right? When you are confident, don't speak like it's not good to feel like this arrogance and I know who I am and I know what I'm able to do. You know, being humble gives this softness in the relationship and creates more more closeness with people, between people.
Like rising your human being part.
Exactly.
Yeah, I always believe in this bond of from the soul to soul, because as you said, what we believe we transmit.
Exactly.
If we believe in ourselves and we believe we are confident, our interlocutor is gonna feel it. Is gonna say, because we are energy. So it's so important to build this inner confidence, and of course the relationship with yourself.
Yes, and strong healthy
Relationship.
belief system, of course. This is a very good, I mean, it's a different layer of our conversation. If we go in this, it's going to be the whole course about creating your inner confidence and how you have to work with your person in order to create this strong foundation and this center within yourself.
Give us, Andreea, an example, a client of you. I know you work a lot with lawyers with this issue, building the inner confidence. Tell us a little bit about an example with your client working on the inner confidence.
Yes, I can say about this, everything was more, I can name this imposter syndrome. When my clients, it was always wanting to do something more perfect, perfect, and it wasn't enough, in his inner world wasn't enough and wasn't good enough. And having this story in his mind, because I'm thinking about specific client, in his mind, always the contract, the relationship with it was it was failing because without any reason, right? Maybe it was going, not taking another case with the same clients or finishing relationship without any reason, because everything, it was in his mind, in the inner world. So we should have take time and create this, image inner inside his world, the inner image. And guess what? Outside world was changing because he was working within himself in our session, and everything was changing in outside world, and relationship was lasting longer and more clients in more cases, because it's matter of inner world reflecting our outside world.
Correct. Thank you for this example.
Yes, and let's go now to the client's needs. When it comes to the client's needs, because when clients are in the relationship with lawyers, we have to take in consideration and to have in our mind about their needs, right? And we know the clients, they come, many clients, most of the clients, when it comes to resolve their problem, they come with a lot of anxiety and stress. And because the lawyer has an authority in front of the client, and this should be kind of authority because reliance on the lawyer's support. Even the lawyer is like plays the role like an agent between the law and the client, right? But even the client sees the lawyer as an authority and as a power. So it's double stress. It's a stress of the client problem plus the stress of this authority in front of the client. So this is a big conversation around this topic, but let's stay on this part of stress and anxiety. How you, and Ali, I want to tell me a little bit about how, or give us an example, how you manage the relationship with an anxious client or with a stressful client when it comes to you, and you have to manage as a lawyer, not as a coach now.
I know, as a lawyer, but always I had this calling inside, seeing the client not just a client, seeing the client like a human being. And of course, we all know that lawyers delivering information and advocating, but clients also, they need to know that you are there for them. They need to know we are there for them, and they want to talk. They want to talk their needs. They want to talk their problems with you. Even it's in business, because we've worked a lot of business business law, even there they have doubts about the partners, they have fears investing, they have this anxiety of taking decision, anxiety of not being good enough, anxiety of doing a bad investment. So any client has this state of anxiety. And what I did, without being aware that one day I'm gonna become a psychotherapist and I will change a role, you know, and I will be in front of my client like a psychotherapist or coach by instinct, because today I can say it's my mission. But always I brought this relaxing state, because the state, the voice, the breath, you know, how the way you breathe in, the way you are relaxed, you transmit to your client, your interlocutor, the patient, to give space to my client to talk, to have space to express their needs. So it's anything relating to the way of communication, attention. I mean, I had many cases, not many, but a few cases where my clients, they didn't make eye contact. So this is a very important sign. There it's an emotion, there it's a struggle, it's a fear, you know. And taking this state of relaxation change everything. And
Yeah, so you have to be relaxed, yeah,
like a lawyer
inner state, because here comes also the transfer. When you have such a client, so nervous, so anxious, so
right.
you know, the tendency is to transfer, a psychological transfer, a transfer for emotions. So as you said, it creates you an inner state, and from there you create and you transfer your calmness to the client. So this is a very good example, and we're gonna go deeper in when it comes to the report. We have a lot of slides to go through. So also the clients, thank you, Alina. And the client's needs, it's also to know a little bit about your experience, you know, tell them the story, tell them about your success in the similar relationship, of course, keeping your confidentiality with other clients, but tell him, don't be shy, express about your results, about your achievements. You have to do this. You know, we said you have to be humble, yes, but with this humbleness, you have to share from your experience, from your results, from your achievement. The clients, they need that. They need to hear. They need, because they feel more trust. Then clients need to feel safe. Create a safe atmosphere. Pay attention. They want to know that you pay attention when they are talking, not being in your mind, just be there, present, and create this mindfulness state in front of the clients. Be present and pay attention what they are speaking. Sometimes you have to repeat their, to question about, or to repeat what they are saying, to show them you pay attention.
And then hearing opinions and ideas of the client, because the perspective of expressing the needs is also, they come to the lawyer with the need of being resolved the problem, but many times they have opinions and ideas that matters in the process of solve a problem. Right.
Yes, of course. Make your client feel important. What I said, okay, I'm here for you, I see you, I hear you, I take notice, so I'm here for you, 100% for you. The client will feel this importance. Then learn about the diversity of the culture of the client. We said this before. So each client is unique. So the diversity, it's so important when it comes to approach with different culture, different clients, different environment and industry. You have to take in consideration, perhaps you have to work, you are in the entertainment law and you work with artists, you have to know a little bit about the artist psychology and how their personality is. So this comes, I switch to the lawyer's needs, you know. But now we're gonna go to the next slide. When it comes to the lawyer's needs, okay, it's all about this. And I think this diversity, it's more for lawyers' needs, this when it comes to diversity, and I clarify this. And now is when as a lawyer, you have your needs too, right? The clients, they have their needs to feel confident and to know about yourself, to know about the outcome of their case, and to know some expectation they have. But also the lawyers, they have their needs, and the lawyer's needs is to clarify your position as a lawyer, okay, and ask your clients about their expectation. This is very important when it comes to the relationship.
And here comes the answer of Maria's question. Lawyers need, the first need is boundaries. So I think this is a very important and common need for any lawyer, to put boundaries. Boundaries can help you retain a sense of identity and personal space like a lawyer, and it's easier to create and also to maintain a good relationship with your clients from the beginning.
Yeah, and to communicate your boundaries, you know, perhaps to write an email from the beginning, from the first meeting. This is going to be our frame of collaboration. These are the hours when we have to speak and to chat. This here is my assistance. Here is my way of approaching. Please name you as a client. You have to ask your clients. You have a person to contact, and it depends if you have the clients as a company or you have a client as a lawyer. This is so important to make this to put these boundaries, because if you are hired by a company, you're gonna have a relationship with the people from the company, so you have to define which is the person with who I'm gonna have this relationship, and to create this frame. And then you have to avoid conflict and misunderstanding. So you have to send the clarity, you know, through emails, the frame of collaboration, you know, everything that you have to sign these documents. You have to be responsible for your work as a client, and you have to provide me all the documents I need. It's so important to make this clarity from the beginning, and to have information form for the clients. It would be great if they agree, and if you put this in your contract. And be clear, okay, to avoid conflicts and misunderstanding, and trust your clients. Is that an important need, to trust your clients as a lawyer? What do you think?
I think, yeah, it's important, and this create, I mean, talking about boundaries and about having healthy boundaries with your clients. It's important when you feel also safe that your client is communicating the truth, because many times we've seen clients hiding the truth, hiding the information, and it's in for their good, you know. So setting boundaries on your way of collaboration is so important. So I would say this relationship of trust with your clients is so important, and this can avoid a future misunderstanding.
Yeah, for example, if comes to, I had a situation when I felt that the client is lying to me, right? But yeah, now from this position of psychologist and coach, I wouldn't react, because when you feel that the client is lying to you, inside of yourself is rising a reaction, and from there you can create more tension in the relationship.
And it's an emotion.
Exactly.
They rise up an emotion, and you feel it's something there and it's not right.
Exactly. So my suggestion is here, you know, the client is lying, be patient. First of all, be patient and ask questions, right? In a kind way, ask more questions around this topic. If you feel that something is not right there, ask more questions, okay? As you know, the secret of Socrates, ask questions.
Exactly.
So you have to ask more questions, and to listening to their answer and repeat and make sure, because when you ask more questions, they can't lie anymore, right?
Yeah, and in that case, you feel a problem-solving role in the lives of your clients. So you are there to solve their problem. Clients want their problem solved, right? As soon as efficiently is possible. But we need all the puzzle pieces in order to solve a problem. So that expectation can lead to them placing intense demands of your time and your resources. But if you don't have all elements, we can resolve the case. So
yeah, so it's important to collect information.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is a good important one. Now that everything is being documented and filed correctly, this is of course what Maria question was. You have to make sure, and you have to put these boundaries and conditions from the beginning, and to make sure. And how avoid unnecessary costs and process for the client. So you have to be to document yourself and to have a whole picture. You know, you take your time in order to make your whole picture about the case, about the clients, in order to have very, very good estimation about your case, about outcome. And this is a lawyer needs. You have to take care and to be responsible for this. You can go to the client and say, okay, you know what, I have an extra charge, I didn't know that. You have to make sure and to write everything from the beginning, and to dedicate, you know, sometimes to dedicate, to be focused in this part. It's a perfect example in our relationship as a partners. I was more enthusiastic when clients, they came to our office, and I was thinking right away about the case, how to resolve, how to do that. And Alina, she was more, you know, taking care of this part, and thanks her, everything was, you know, good in the end, because it was so important, you know, to take care of this part and to have all the information, to have all the clarity about the steps, about the work you have to have done, and all the process to be very clear. So as a lawyer, you have to make this this work.
Yeah, because lawyers are constantly being asked to do more with less.
Exactly. So exactly. So you have to put it, this comes also to boundaries, to make to bring clarification when it comes to this relationship. We come back to being empathic, because this is another strong pillar when it comes to the relationships, right? And we know that our profession as a lawyers like to help people. You know, when you choose a profession, being a lawyer, it's like a doctor. You help people, you help your clients, you are there to help them and to solve their problems. Okay,
or to prevent
problems. And empathy and compassion must go hand in hand, right? Because you have to be empathic, but also to be compassionate when it comes to you know, difficulties in your clients,
especially for family lawyers.
Exactly, for family lawyers, this is so important, to engage this human part, and not too much but not too less, just in a balance, to be there and to show this, you know, this side of you like a human, and I'm here and I understand your problem, I can understand your pain, and I'm gonna do my best bringing, you know, more clarity and more peace in your life, you know, having this in your mind when you say a story about the relationship with your client. Mutual feeling of empathy, understanding, and trust. We speak a lot of trust, and we have to have this empathy and understanding with the client's relationship. And you have to increase your emotional intelligence, right? Because, okay, you have to be empathic, but when it comes to a very difficult situation and with a very emotional situation in the relationship with clients, you have to manage these emotions. You have to manage your own emotion as a lawyer, and also to understand the client's emotion, and to manage this emotional relationship between two people, because from there you have to take care doing of the part practicing your law, your job, doing your job, and but everything plays an important role. So when it comes to the relationship with a very emotional client, and clients, they come and they are you know, in very, very weak state, you have to find the strength within yourself and to create that whole space and to engage this different kind of the relationship with your clients, right?
We have a very good example. Remember, in our office, we had a client. He was he had a problem in his office, and he received a phone call, and he starts screaming and in our office and doing like a big deal, and all the people and employees and lawyers were looking and didn't know what happened.
Yeah, so, they were scared.
Yeah, they were scared because the reaction, it was so
aggressive.
Yeah, and you have there to communicate that it's a public space, you know, and to calm the client and to explain this time to be aware about the emotion, because it's not like, right.
Of course, yes. And you know, when it comes to empathy, we have to remind ourselves, like our image, like an office and like professionals in the relationship with clients, it's very important in the image of lawyers and the legal profession. You know, we have to work on changing this stigma of lawyers and all jokes around lawyers, you know, and to engage this empathy in the relationship and to show to the world that lawyers are not just, you know, sharks and bad people, you know, and this stigma. Our contribution is to engage this empathic part of ourselves in order to create also our image and clients to come with trust and with confidence and being safe in the relationship with lawyers, right?
And this would help if any lawyer would engage the uniquenesses and the authentic part, because expressing authentic part is also part of the relationship with your client. Being authentic means communicating also the needs in the relationship as a lawyer, not because we all know now the technology helps the law field to provide you know, robots services, but in the future a lawyer would be like seeing like a human being, different human being in a relationship with the clients. And those needs, I believe in technology. I believe it's going to change a lot in this law in profession, but I still believe clients need the connection with their lawyer, because it's a matter of legacy. It's matter of relationship and creating a legacy with your lawyers. And many clients, they prefer to have long relationship and legacy with their lawyer.
Yeah, and from there,
and boundaries also between friendship and legacy. There is also, this is another topic that is so important to be aware about, friendship and legacy relationship, because it's a so small line that it's also related to boundaries.
Yes, not crossing the line toward the...
Exactly, right.
Yeah, when you give your contact or social media, you have to be very careful that not crossing the line and not going toward the friendship, and keeping your position, and also satisfying clients' expectation. This is the first one, the last, but the first. You have to be professional, you have to be prepared, but we said in the beginning, we are not talking about this because we know you lawyers, you are prepared, you are aware about your skills, about your knowledge. Here we speak more about different part of relationship with clients, and not the professional and the knowledge you have to engage in the relationship with your clients and the professionals. This is by default. Now we have the most important, the core of relationship, efficient communication, right? This is basically the core, and an important part of lawyer diligence rests in the way they communicate, right? We said this plays an important role when it comes to boundaries. Communication, it's very important how you start the relationship. Communication, it's very important when you communicate results, stages of the work, costs, fees, everything. You have to be very diligent when you do those communication, because this is the core of the relationship, of building trust and confidence when
Yeah,
coming.
and be diligent with your client since
Yeah.
from the beginning, diligent and expressing what are their expectation from both parts.
Exactly. And this you can see here, we put the body language, you know, that is part of the communication, the non-verbal communication. Because we are speaking about profession as a lawyer, like a powerful, we are here for you, but we have to engage this integrity when it comes to the relationship. We have to say words that we believe in what we are saying. We know we are capable as a lawyer. You know you are capable to do what you say. So you have to engage this integrity, and integrity comes with a communication of non-verbal communication, you know, the sides of engaging your position, your body. It's so important, your voice, your position when it comes to communicate to your clients plays a very important role. So you have to be open, with the shoulder open, to feel your center, to breathe like calm in the relationship with your clients, and to feel your body like you know, stable, like a mountain, you know, to engage this energy in the relationship. When communicate to your clients, you have to be there like centered, and not like, you know, bent, and you know. And here we're gonna come later to see how
I think we are close to, we have another 7 minutes, Andrea. We have to
yeah,
arrive
exactly.
to the conclusion.
Yes, because I wanted to go deeper in this communication and nonverbal, but I think we have to create a specific webinar for nonverbal communication, that is so important. Okay, how do you know if the message you give is the message that clients receive, right? So make sure, ask questions, make sure the clients receive the message exactly what you meant, right? So this is your work. I think constantly you have to do this, and to verifying, not assumptions, right? Simple communication always, you know, makes the relationship easier. We know that as a lawyer we have this legal vocabulary, and I try when we communicate important things to the clients to be clear and simple, and to make sure they receive the message, right?
This is also related to efficient communication, because listening in the client, listening does not only improve listening, but also interpreting and giving feedback as well. This is also related to a space and to the feedback in a communication with the client.
Yeah. So, and as you said, the eye contact, communication, everything, it's important. The way you avoid misunderstanding and clarifying the meaning, and
I would say, if we have any questions now, because we are close to the end, you guys, if you have any questions, please put now in the chat, because it's so important for us, also for the future webinars, to create more value and to give more value for our community. So would be interesting for us also from those subjects we've talked here this afternoon, to realize like a real webinar relating to communication or emotional balance or boundaries. I mean, are so many interesting subjects that we can create special webinars, right?
Yes, or if you have some question clarifying or
right
this topic. I think elimination of bias and respecting diversity is very important when it comes to communication, especially in the US space. And we have to deal with so many entities, and the diversity aspect. It's very important to respect diversity and to put yourself in the client's shoes, right? This is also a very important part of the empathy. But when it comes to diversity, you have to know a little bit about the industry, as we said. And cognitive bias. When comes the relationship, you know, you have the clients, and you have to think that each client is unique. So in your mind, the tendency is, and I'm sure many lawyers, we have this struggle, that if we have a similar situations, we think about situation, but we don't think about the client. right? So we have this tendency to say, okay, I have this case, and already being in the mind, but not being there for the client, right? So you have
and not being patient to hear the real story, right?
exactly. So you have to get rid of these patterns of thinking that, okay, I know already, I know this. Of course, we have our expertise and knowledge as a lawyer. You have it, that, and it's automatically coming in the mind. But take time and be patient and get rid of this cognitive bias and be there and listening. Pay attention, listening carefully to your clients, and yeah, and see each client, it's unique, each story it's different. So these misunderstandings and biases can pose an important problem in the client lawyer relationship, and communication, because comes to credibility, comes to everything around relationship, or in negotiation. When you are with the clients in the client's negotiation, you have to get rid of these biases, and to engage the knowledge of diversity and knowing your client better. You have to have in your mind all those aspects and to pay attention in the relationship, because each client is unique and different, and you should interact with them as such, right?
Yes, it's right.
Okay, rapport. This is a very, very important part of the communication. And what Alina says, how she is managing, this is a perfect example. Alina says before, when I ask about how you manage the relation with the anxious client, right? Exactly what she says about breathing, posture, space you create with the client.
Yeah, create your state.
Exactly. Rapport means
motion change emotion, as Anthony Robbins says, right?
Exactly. Mutual feeling of empathy, understanding, and trust. Try to be sensitive to others. This means creating rapport. Body synchronization. If the client stays in front of you in a position like this, you have to mirror a little bit in the beginning the client, to create like a harmony, like in a dance, to find rhythm with the clients in the relation, to create this rapport. Rapport is in the relationship of body language, okay, and in the relationship of the cognitive opinions and harmony. It's like in a dance. You have to respect diversity, differences, different opinions. You have to pay attention of this movement toward alignment with your client. The rapport is the process by which an individual contributes to building a relationship with some else. Is called pacing. This is pacing, what I said. When you change your body in order to create, like to calibrate with other person's body in the same space. So if your client bends the head like this, you bend the head, this is pacing, it's like,
this is kind of mirroring. Yeah.
Exactly. So to find this rhythm of communication, it's very important, because you in the subconscious level, with your subconscious, with the client subconscious, is there, it will be creating a bridge of communication. Now I have, this is a
whole
a separate course, how you have to define your ideal client, and to imagine what you want from the relationship, to write on your journal if you have a pen and paper, and to be there, like focus 100%. We do this in our unique lawyer system, and it's a whole work about identification of your ideal client, because from there it's a huge alignment in the relationship with your clients, in the future with your clients, because you have to know what kind of client you like, what kind of client you can manage, in which industry you have to be often, and which kind of network you have to go in order to find your ideal client. Because when you find your ideal client, you find your ideal relationship, right? Everything is linked.
Exactly. Yeah. Create your visualize your ideal client in order to have a peaceful relationship and grateful relationship end of the day. I'm sure the participants will read those slides and are so valuable, because if you read any single slide, is going to be like a value for defining your ideal client, also defining what kind of relationship would you like to have with your client. This is so important. And
Sure.
we wrote a big chapter in our book, More Than a Lawyer, a special chapter where we talk how to identify your ideal client.
Sure. And we have to do a continuous work, as Alina said. Now, when you do the work with yourself and you know better yourself, you're gonna know better what kind of relationship you want to build and what is your ideal relationship. And then you're gonna master relationship with others. When you're gonna master the relationship with yourself, you're gonna master relationship with others, because you have to learn about yourself, how to increase resilience, right? Resilience is so important when it comes to the relationship. You know, it's alpha and omega, because you have to do this inner work I talked earlier. So you have to take care of your health, because you can't do anything without having health and balance. You know, we talk about posture, we talk about inner state. You have to be healthy and to have this mental health and physical health. So you have to take care of yourself and find your inner balance. And you have to be grateful for what you have, and also to ask support, because we can't do anything by ourselves. We are here to help each other. And as you help your clients, perhaps you're gonna have moments in your life when you want to achieve more things, or you want to find more balance. You have to ask support. You know, you have to ask support to uplift yourself and to make a difference, right? And to switch from the not being in a complaining mood, but being in an achiever mood. So there you perhaps you're gonna need to ask support. So we are
more than happy to be here for you and providing support for you guys.
And we have a special gift for you for Thanksgivings, guys.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a special gift, and I'm gonna give you a free session coaching for you, and to define those kind of elements, what is important for you when it comes to the relationship and what kind of struggles you have. So please feel free to reach to me if you need, if you want to take advantage of this free coaching session. And I'm so happy being here with you. Thank you so much, Alina.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to all our participants. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for this valuable time. And I hope to see the community of our participants happier and grateful in the future. I can't wait to meet our community in person and to celebrate results, you know, because it's also about celebration.
And to celebrate relationship,
exactly,
to meet each other in a healthy way as soon as possible. And happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your holiday time, and you know, happy New Year and everything. I wish the best for you, and thank you, Alina, and thank you, Beverly Hills Bar Association, for having this program, so valuable, you know, contribution for lawyers. And see you soon. And please join the committee, the Work-Life Balance Committee. Please send me a mail, send me your ideas, send me your anything you have in your mind for increasing work-life balance. I'm here for you guys, and please reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Thank you, Alex. Bye bye.
Bye.